Welcome and welcome back. If this is your first time, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. Now, I'm trying to get this out before Thanksgiving, and I've been trying to get this video out, uploaded for a while now. So please bear with me. I thank you for tuning in. I thank you for watching this channel. Please continue to like and subscribe, share the video. It really helps my channel, and it really gives me inspiration to continue doing this. I do love it. Leave a comment. Okay. So those of you who know me, I do not like to keep you waiting. I'm going to do a quick and easy dessert in time for the holidays. Yes. Now, you can use this for any time. It doesn't just have to be for a holiday. I'm going to make a ricotta cake. Yes, ricotta. Now, you do want to strain the ricotta. You want to put it over a strainer and put like a plate on it to press it down, and maybe a can, because it has a lot of liquid and you want the liquid to come out. Now, I'm just using this brand. Why? Because it was on sale. So here we go. Now I'm going to probably use about half. And this is 8 ounce. Let's see, is it 8 ounces? 15 ounces. So now I'm going to use about half. And you won't believe how easy this is. And it's a delicious dessert. I hope everyone is doing well. I'm not going to complain. The way things are going right now, I know there's people that's much worse. These are blueberries. Now I'm using blueberries in this dessert. No, these are blackberries. I'm using blackberries in this dessert, but you don't have to. If you don't like blackberries, you can use strawberries, you can use blueberries, you can use any berry you like. I'm just using this. Why? Well, we do like it, but also it was on sale. You catch the theme here? Very affordable, on sale. You know, you want to treat for the holidays. At the same time, you don't want to break the bank. Now I'm going to come in with my trusted cinnamon. And those of you who've been with this channel, you know how much we love cinnamon. So it may seem like a lot. And don't worry, all of the ingredients and measurements will be in the description box. And now I'm going to come in with my trusted vanilla. Again, real easy. You know, I always use everyday ingredients. And what do I mean by everyday ingredients? Ingredients that you could get at your local market. You don't have to send away for it or anything like that. It's just real simple, real easy to get. Okay. Now I'm coming in with brown sugar. Do you have to use brown sugar? Absolutely not. If you want to use white sugar, you can, or powdered sugar. But I find that I like the taste of the brown sugar in this dessert. And I'm not concerned about the color of the cake. And I'm going to come in with about a half a cup. And I'm going to break it up. Because as you know, brown sugar tend to stick together. I don't know why. No, I think it's because of the moisture. Maybe a little bit more than a half a cup. Okay. And that's one of the great things about making your own dessert. You get to decide how sweet you want it. I always say that. Because sometimes a dessert can be too sweet. So now I'm going to stir this around. And you just want to combine it. And I wanted that liquid in there because you'll see why in a minute. Okay, so let me put that right there. I call this a potato masher. If y'all have another name for it, let me know. And I'm doing this to break up the raspberries. No, not raspberries. Blackberries. And it's also going to break up the ricotta. This is a delicious cake. If you like cheesecake, you'll love this. But if you don't like cheesecake, give it a try anyway. Ricotta helps keep the cake moist, and it has its own unique flavor. I know I had this in a restaurant before. I think. You know, they never want to tell you the ingredients, but I believe it was ricotta. But this is just my version of this cake. Now, there may be many versions of this. I don't know. But if you do, please leave it in the comment. Let me know. Now I'm just going to keep stirring. And I'm going to add flour to this, self-rising flour. But you do this part before you add the flour. Why? Because if you put the flour in and you do this, you will overbeat it. And that's not good eats. The overbeaten cake never tastes good. And you can tell just by looking at it that it's been over mixed. And that's because the gluten, little science right here, the gluten in the flour begin to get tough. And you don't want a tough cake. Now, this is a wonderful cake. Don't worry if you see a lot of the ricotta in it. You don't have to break it all the way up. That's fine. But I'm just going to keep stirring. I hope everyone is enjoying a holiday. Things are tough. Yes, it is. But I always have this belief that every day above ground is a good day. And the next day may be better. So if you're going through something right now, and I'm sure you probably are, hold on. Things can change. Nothing stays the same. And you know what? That's a good thing. I realized that in life. So is anyone planning on having turkey? I'm hearing that some people are foregoing the turkey and doing a roast. I don't know, lamb roast, roast beef. Okay, that's good enough for me. Now, I'm going to come in with eggs. Now, I'm using jumbo eggs, and I'm going to use 3 of them. And the reason why I'm doing that is because I do not, I do not want it to fall apart. Okay. 1. That's always my fear of making a cake and it falls apart or it sticks to the pan. Why is that my fear? Because that has happened to me in the past and I have been horrified. The last thing you want to do is bring a cake or dessert to the table, and the minute you go to cut it, it just completely falls in half. Now, as you can see, this is a very loose batter, so I don't have to add any liquid to it. But I'm going to keep stirring until I combine the eggs. You see the yellow? I want that completely combined into the mixture to where you don't see any more yellow. That you don't want. You want it to completely dissolve into the mixture. Okay. There we go. Now, and you can make an easy dessert and it doesn't have to cost a fortune. And can you buy one? Yes, you can. But the way prices are right now, I prefer to make mine. And guess what? My family will love it. Yeah. If you go out and you spend $40 or $50 or maybe even more depending on where you live, family not going to like it any more than if you made it yourself. And now I'm going to add some melted butter. You're going to find that out. That's been my experience. Maybe yours is different. I remember I went to the market one time and I stopped at the bakery and I bought a cake. I didn't feel like making one. And did they enjoy it? Yes. Next time I went to the market, I didn't buy a cake at the bakery. I made it. Did they enjoy it? Yes, they did. There was a lesson to be learned there. Make the cake. It's always more affordable. You know the ingredients you put it in, and your family will love it. Okay, so now I'm going to come in with flour. And I'm using self-rising flour. Why? If you use all-purpose, you got to add baking soda and salt. So right now I'm going to come in with I'm going to start off with about 1/2 cup and see. And I just want it to thicken. I may use the whole cup, but we'll see. I think I am. Okay. So I'm going to use a whole cup of self-rising flour. You do want the batter to thicken up. And this is why you saw me going heavy with the vanilla and the cinnamon. In fact, I'm going to add some more because by the time you add the flour, as you can see, it's a thick batter. And you won't actually taste it because like this flavor would get lost in the batter sometime in the flour. That's not good eats. So now I'm coming in a little bit more vinegar and more cinnamon. Okay. There we go. As you can see, it thicken up, and I'm only going to stir until it's combined, and then I'm going to stop. Because again, you don't want to overbeat the batter, over mix the batter. Okay, there we go. Now, this is the holiday, and I don't want to clean up a lot of pans, so I'm going to take the easy route. I was going to say lazy, but it's not lazy, it's easy. I am going to use a disposable baking sheet. I also have some parchment, and I'm going to put parchment in there. And the reason why I'm doing that is because it will make it so much easier for it to come out. Please give this cake a try. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. It really helps the channel. Leave a comment. Let me know. I always ask you, and I love to hear from you, what you would have done differently, what you would have put in. Okay, so let's pour. Okay, so now I'm going to get this into the oven, and I'm going to bake it at 300. And it probably will bake for at least a half an hour. After 20 minutes, let me move that over. I am going to give it a check and see. Now, I'm going to put a little bit more, but I want to give it room to be able to rise. Because it will. And you always want to be careful with that. But I think I have enough room. Okay. There we go. Let me move this over so you can see exactly what it looks like. Let's move that. Okay, so now I'm going to get this into the oven again. After 20 minutes, 25 minutes, I'm going to look at it and check because it might be done. Okay, let's get this in the oven. Okay, so this did stay in the oven about 30 minutes, but it should have stayed in only 25. You see the cracks? That is because it overheated. But I was busy doing something, so I'm not mad at all. I have a perfect solution to that. Now, can I leave it like this? Yes, you can. It tastes delicious just as it is. But you know me, I always want to take it up a notch. So I'm going to put a topping on. And my topping is going to be just as easy as dessert. So yeah, I'm using this. Yep, vanilla pudding. And why am I using this brand? Because it's on sale. You use the brand that you like. So, are you going away for the holiday or staying home or having someone else cook your holiday dinner, such as catering? Now, to be honest with you, I have never catered my dinner, my holiday dinner. No, I did go out once, which I deeply regret, and that's why it was only once. Now I cook myself. So, yeah, real easy to do. Now, the trick is to this is cold milk. Yeah, you want cold milk. Now, but also, if you use cold milk, it will set up really fast. If you don't want it to set up real fast, and when I say set up, I mean get real stiff, then you want to use like room temperature milk or either warm milk. So I'm going to stop right there because I do want this kind of thick. But I can see right there that I need to put a lot more milk, so I am. That was about 4 ounces. And you use the directions. You go by the directions on the back of your package. Each package is different. But you know me, that's not going to be enough. Yep. Blackberry yogurt. So you can even tell your family that this is a healthy dessert. Or you can tell yourself because it is a healthy dessert. And you don't have to feel bad about feeding it to your family for the holiday. Okay, so, and I'm only using this brand because, yeah, you already know, on sale. Catching the theme here, I use exactly what's on sale. I'm going to add that. And you ever notice that some cakes, the topping is just thick and sweet, but that's it? No real flavor to it? Yeah, I really don't like that. So I decided to make my own toppings. And yeah, since it's the holidays, why not? I'm going to add that to it as well. And I'll tell you, all the ingredients I use, it's like, you can find them at your local market and they're always on sale. Please take a minute. I always ask you to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Many of you look at the video, but you don't hit the like button or subscribe. Please do that. It helps the channel. It costs absolutely nothing. Okay, so let's mix this up. And as you can see, it's thickening up. And it has that extra flavor that no one actually knows. Like, what is that? It tastes so good. I have tasted desserts, and I'm not quite sure what it is I'm tasting, but it's delicious. Okay, so gelatin. Why am I putting gelatin in? Because I do want the toppings, which would be the frosting, to set up a little bit longer. So by putting the gelatin in, it will. But again, trust me, by the time you bring this to the table, it won't stay on the table that long. Somebody will be cutting into it. So now I get to put this on the way I want to. Yeah, no fancy skills here. And if you ever watch other channels, it's kind of intimidating how they do their cakes. And you're like, oh, I can never do that. I don't have that skill. Please. You do what you want to do. It's just for your family. And they will deserve it. They will enjoy it. And you deserve to be able to come to the table and pat your own self on the back at the wonderful job you have done giving your family a nice, delicious dessert. Now, can I stop right there? Yeah, I could. Because it looks delicious, because it is delicious. But since I have some blackberries left over, why not? And again, if you don't like blackberries, you do not have to put blackberries. You can use raspberries, you can use strawberries. I'm just using blackberries. You can use blueberries, any berry you like. And I'm going to put some. I wish I had better lighting. Here we go. And I'm just doing this. Again, you don't have to. I have some left over, so why not? And it lets everyone know what's in the cake. So I'm going to lift this up so you can see how gorgeous it is. Look at that. That is gorgeous. I'm not ashamed to put this on the table before my family. Please take a minute, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. It really helps the channel. Enjoy your holiday. Until next time, enjoy.